is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
Success that spans generations. USC head coach Lincoln Riley with 3 CFP appearances on his coaching resume, welcoming the winningest coach in Big Ten football history to Los Angeles. Kirk Ferentz and his Iowa Hawkeyes at the LA Memorial Coliseum for the first time since 1976. And a proper Big Ten November weather welcome to a ranked conference clash bursting with college football playoff implications in the first meeting as Big Ten foes for Iowa and USC, and it is here on the Big Ten Network. Certainly a matchup fitting for this venerable venue built on the backs of champions, Hall of Famers, Olympians, All-Americans. This place a bastion of college football's glorious past. Now a beacon for what USC aims to make the next championship chapter in a rich football history. What a scene as the Trojans take the field. Time to put pen to paper. It does rain in Los Angeles. It does not dampen the excitement of a matchup that has the eyes of the College Football Playoff Committee. Hello, everybody. Great to be here with you from the Coliseum. Rhett Lewis, Yogi Roth, Danny Rogers will join us down on the field. This is a massive matchup, no question. And for USC, 4 words you'll love to hear in November. Control your own destiny, win, and they are in. And Lincoln Riley is leaning into the magnitude of this matchup.
Well, he told us yesterday, this one is not the same. And it's just not when you look at the landscape of college football and everything the Trojans have out in front of them. Now, here's the other reality. When USC joined the Big Ten, the big narrative across the country was, could the West Coast teams, especially USC, could they hang? Could they hang with the physicality? We're going to find out today how tough this offense and defensive line is against a true blue blood in Iowa. You know this, Rhett.
Yeah.
You go as far as your quarterback in November. And as Lincoln Riley shared with us, show me a tough team, I will show you a tough quarterback. And that is exactly who Jaden Mayava is. Looking forward to watching him in this ball game against this very formidable Iowa team. A week ago, he was on a big stage. Friday night, he threw a costly interception. He had to make a play. He had to put his body on the line. He did just that. All of a sudden, a few plays later, it's touchdown Trojans. He has the admiration of his teammates. This is fully his team. And even amid the weather, he's going to have to handle all of these elements and controlling the football.
Now for Iowa, suffered their 3rd loss of the season in heartbreaking fashion last week to the Oregon Ducks, but they are still ranked in the latest college football playoff installment, 21, highest ranked 3-loss team. And if their quarterback's resume is any indication, they are not going away quietly.
Yeah, how about this? Mark Gronowski is the winningest quarterback in the history of NCAA football, playing a game in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum that is known for elite quarterbacks here in this venue from USC. We had a chance to talk to him moments ago down on the field. He said, I took a deep breath. I can't wait to play in this environment, and I know this offense goes through me. With the conditions, expect him to carry the load even more in the quarterback run game.
Yeah, that's one quarterback that is excited about a little wet weather. And for more on the conditions, we head down to the field in Danny Rogers.
Well, the rain hasn't let up once here pregame. The sidelines are muddy and full of puddles, but each team is allowing their players to choose what cleats work best for them. USC head coach Lincoln Riley told me his players can opt for longer studs that dig deeper into the field. Wide receiver Jacoby Lane told me he is going with what he's got. He's not changing his cleats up for this one. While defensive lineman Floyd Boucard was trying out a different pair of cleats in pregame that have screw-in studs. He said they felt lighter and they gripped better. Well, Iowa can opt for metal screw-in studs. One thing we know for sure, neither of these teams are allowing the rain to be a reason that they can't get a good footing here today. And talking with a few players, they had smiles on their faces talking about the weather conditions. I think they kind of like this, right?
Danny, I would imagine the fans that came here from Iowa City are like, wait, we left 67 and sunny for this? This is Los Angeles. Welcome, friends. We get a little November rain every now and then. Kirk Ferentz has been here to the Coliseum before. You got to go all the way back to 1993 when he was an assistant coach on Bill Belichick's Cleveland Browns staff, coaching here in the Coliseum against the Los Angeles Raiders, who at one point called this venue home. And of course, Lincoln Riley and the Trojans undefeated at home this season. They've been really good here.
Yeah, they are extremely confident. I'll tell you what, Lincoln Riley talked about leaning into the moment. He also said to the team, to the players, just follow us, follow the staff. We've been on playoff runs before. And you go back to the Notre Dame game when they lose. From that moment on, it was really win or you're out of the conversation. They get a win at Nebraska, which was huge. They get a win last weekend here on a Friday night. They know the stage that is set. And right for Iowa, they're not trying to play spoiler today. They think they're still in the hunt for the CFP. 10 points. 10 points combined are their losses. So a little chaos, and the Hawkeyes are right in the mix.
Yeah, all those three losses coming against ranked teams at the time, early against Iowa State, and then, of course, Oregon this past week. But a big challenge here for this USC kickoff team as Ryan Sayeri has it teed up. Caden Weegan, the most dangerous returner in the country, back deep. And they will kick away from the region. Terrell Washington will field this kick from just inside the 10 and bring it out just past the 30 as we welcome Mark Gronowski in the Iowa offense to the field. Gronowski, the only player in the nation to score a touchdown in every game this season. That is taking the passing touchdowns out. He has literally crossed the goal line with the ball in his hand in every game. So good with the ball in his hands, running at 12 rushing touchdowns so far this season.
And he's as healthy as he's been since the beginning of the season, and as confident in Tim Lester, the offensive coordinator's offense. Expect Iowa to take some shots early. Talking to the staff in pregame, the field is the best it is right now. They want to use that to their advantage on these early drives.
That's a really good point here as the rain continues to fall in Los Angeles for the first play from scrimmage. Little fake toss and got it complete. DJ Vanami, the tight end that has been getting a few more looks in the pass game as of late.
Really nice job on little play action, and this offensive front, they're so formidable. They've been around for such a long time. Logan Jones, he's really the leader at the center position. How about that? Look at all those starts across the board. 48 for him at wide out. They want to get the ball to Caden Weegan and Jacob Gill early on in this ball game. Expect single coverage.
Such an experienced offensive front, and they'll get it out to Weegan. That was a forward pass. It is ruled incomplete, although behind the line of scrimmage, as we get a look at a USC defense that for the second week in a row, last week gave up just 3 points in the second half.
Please reset the game clock to 14-19. 14-19 on the game clock, please.
Yeah, and this is a defensive front. You'll see 5 down at times on this defensive line. They know Iowa's strength is their offensive line, QB run game, and a big part of the run game is trying to influence those linebackers. Keep an eye on Eric Gentry and company in the middle, and it'll be a lot of man-to-man coverage outside. A lot of bodies down near the line of scrimmage for the Trojans.
Second and long. Gronowski again taking to the air. On the run, gonna go deep and got it. Jacob Gill turning up the sideline. Jacob Gill down inside the 10. Explosive aerial attack from Iowa to open this one.
Well, you knew they were going to be aggressive just based on the field conditions. It was man-to-man coverage. Really nice job by Gill running the route and then flattening it off against man coverage. Really nice job. And how about high pointing it, tucking it away from pressure. The Trojans are lucky he didn't take that one to the house. Kamari Ramsey on the tackle.
Marcellus Williams in coverage there on Gill, but Mark Gronowski missed a couple of his first attempts last week, starting hot. The Hawkeyes have it from the 12. Handoff goes to Kamari Moulton, and his first carry will take the Hawkeyes down to about the 6-yard line.
Moulton, they're going to utilize this run game a lot. In the pistol, it makes it a real challenge when you're lined up directly behind the quarterback and the linebackers to get any beat on which way the back will go. There's no tendencies when you're not offset.
Kamari Moulton has done a fantastic job for this Iowa offense in more of a lead role this year. And it's going to be another play action. This time it's Zach Ortworth, the tight end, going to go down inside the 5. But will bring up a 3rd down and can get the first down at the 1 in between the 1 and the goal line.
If Iowa's going to get this win, Brett, they got to come away with 7. When they get these opportunities, I'd expect them to go to the QB run game. Sometimes they'll bring in an extra offensive lineman, quarterback lead with Mark Gronowski. Try to get a little knockback by this defensive line. And for this defensive front, keep an eye on Anthony Lucas, number 6, the left side of your screen.
Already a single season record for rushing touchdowns by an Iowa quarterback with 12. And a 3rd and 2. Push with Hayden Large behind him, surging for a first down. Going to depend on where the officials mark this after they unfold that sea of humanity. And they're going to call it 4th down.
And I'd imagine Kirk Ferentz might go for a watch inside. Watch that push right there. Get a little help from his tight end. We see this every single Sunday, and you see it a lot from a team that kind of looks like the Steelers right now with those uniforms they have on. But they'll go for it here on a 4th down, critical moment in the game.
Timeout, Iowa, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
Kirk Ferentz going to call a timeout, think about play selection here. Got a chance to see what USC was doing inside the 5 as we get you our keys to the game, sponsored by Modelo.
Well, for Iowa, can you impose your will at the line of scrimmage? I mean, this is how great of an example is right here if they go for it on a 4th down. Defensively, they got to limit the explosive playmakers of USC. You got to survive the first quarter in the onslaught of the Trojans offense. And for USC, you got to feed those studs. Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, and then maximize possessions. I mean, this is old school Big Ten football. How many times do we see teams with only 3 possessions and a half? So that will be critical here in terms of clock management, the decision to go for it on 4th downs. And I think the weather is going to impact decisions to go for it on 4th down. No bigger than right here.
Speaking of big, Keyshawn Silver, 330 pounds, number 9. Devin Tompkins, 290 pounds, number 8. This is a knee line that added about 20 pounds on average collectively up front. Trying to bring the beef now with Xavier Williams in at the running back spot. 4th and 1. Little play action, flags come out. Gronowski gonna get that back to the end zone. Got it complete, it's Dayton Howard. But we have to check on the flag.
Offside defense number 7. The penalties declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Mark Gronowski to Dayton Howard for the first points of the ball game in the rain through the air.
How about this? The whole time you're thinking this is going to be another QB sneak. The entirety of the defensive line, they dive at the ankles of the offensive line. It opens things up. Gronowski has a clear picture, and Howard just kind of plays backyard football, right? Makes a play in the rain. All smiles for Iowa.
That's exactly what that was in the end zone. Backyard football snap is good. Hold was down, and the extra point is through. Rain, no problem. USC's defense so far Iowa passing the test in that battle. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and by Copilot on Windows 11. Meet the computer you can talk to. How about these images? 1976, last meeting in Los Angeles for these two teams. It was all USC that day. Iowa already better today than they were on that day. From one scoreboard to another, quite literally passing grades for Iowa on this first possession, as Drew Stevens kicks that one back and into the end zone for a touchback. So Jaden Maiava, 10-3 now as a starter, running Lincoln Riley's offense and leading the Big Ten in passing yards per game at just over 290. Been really good at home, completing 75% of his passes and a perfect 5-0 record. This is a really potent attack both on. They actually rush for more yards per game than Iowa does. Heard the clap and the give to King Miller. He'll push forward for a 3-yard gain on first down. It's the only offense in the country that averages 300 yards in the air and over 200 on the ground.
Yeah, and a big part of them on the ground in this game will be the center, Killian O'Connor. He gets the start, he gets the nod. He's been banged up, working his way back into shape. He's going to make all the calls against this defensive line that moves a lot.
First completion goes to Mekhi Lemon, brought down hard by Zach Ludmer in his first season starting in this secondary.
And Ludmer's a key player against this receiving corps. You'll see this defensive line, they'll stem, they'll move pre-snap. It's going to be something that USC is going to have to navigate, especially on a third down. And Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator for Iowa, he is a very aggressive play caller on third down. Don't be surprised, he's a blitz here from these interior linebackers.
Empty set for Jaden Maiava. Kobe Lane moves to the top of the screen. Maiava, good protection. Oh, had it, but Jacoby Lane could not hang on. And so the Trojans will have to punt. Had it there.
Yeah, right, really nice route, a little dig route inside, breaking route, right in front of Xavier Wampa at the safety position, number
Iowa,
one.
number 1 is now wearing number 32. Iowa, number 1, wearing number 32.
Okay, so that is Sam Johnson wearing number 0 this week. He was 80 in a play that has garnered national acclaim from a week ago. This one goes off without any incident, although that one shanked off the side of Johnson's foot and will not even get across midfield. Well, just across midfield, in fact, but terrific field position for Iowa. Touchdown on their first possession. Ponchos in great demand today at the Coliseum. Today's Impact Players sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. Looking at some big-time matchups here.
Yeah, well, we saw it on the previous drive. Zach Lutmer, Mekhi Lemon. Lemon got doubled on that third down play. And now when Iowa's the football, it's the offensive front. Logan Jones up front, the center. This is 48th start against Devin Tompkins. He's the captain. He's the veteran on this defensive line. He can play all over the line rep, but he's going to play mostly over the center. And the center's the communicator. And this is an outfit that wants to run downhill. They went 4 for 5 on the first drive through the air. But make no mistake about the identity of Iowa.
I'd also say those umbrella hats are Impact Players today. So Gronowski will start just across midfield after a 19-yard punt by Sam Johnson. And Gronowski's going to take another deep shot. Going for a region jump ball. Kamari Ramsey there. Bishop Fitzgerald there, and that ball falls incomplete.
You knew he wanted to take a shot down the field. I thought he had a chance to drop, to check it down to Sam Phillips. He runs the over route. You see Phillips at the top of the screen. He's in a little post corner come flat. Gronowski goes for it all, the double coverage. Lucky there wasn't a turnover there. But it speaks to the attitude. Tim Lester, the play caller for Iowa. They are aggressive early on here in the first quarter.
4 of 6 so far for Gronowski. Letting it rip. Kamari Moulton A little trouble there on the exchange on that read option. Looked like Gronowski wasn't sure he wanted to let Moulton have it. It'll be a 3rd and 8. Now for this Iowa offense in USC territory.
And this is where Iowa is not necessarily at their strongest, 3rd and long. And for USC, this is where Danton Lynn, defensive coordinator, just tries to change things up. He'll change it late. Imagine Kamari Ramsey and company making a little bit of an impact here in this back end.
Converting 44% of their 3rd downs this season. Here's Gronowski. Deep throw on the out to Jacob Gill. Little low for the Iowa wideout, and that will bring up a 4th down. So the USC defense able to turn Iowa away on their 2nd possession.
Really nice stop for the Trojans there. I mean, critical. You felt the momentum early on in the ball game, and now again you go to field position. Remember last week, challenging snaps in the punt game. One snap sails over the punter's head, ends up being a safety. Another one was a poor snap that he had to field.
Bryant Worrell, the long snapper, got it back there safely to Reese Dakin. It's Makai Lemon calls for the fair catch at the 13. As we get another look at Jaden Mayava and the USC offense. Score on the opening possession for Iowa as the Hawkeyes up 7-0. Punted it away now to the USC offense, who we will see here in just a moment. Another drama-filled day in the CFP top 10. Number 2, Indiana, behind Fernando Mendoza. 31-7 winners over Wisconsin. How about Texas A&M down 30-3, coming back to win 31-30. Of course, 2 CFP-worthy teams here at the Coliseum. For USC, first completion for Jaden Mayava goes to Jacoby Lane.
Add in Michigan to that mix. They sneak out and get a win.
No kidding.
At Wrigley. All right, so let's talk about the weather here. Jacoby Lane on the previous drive, we saw a drop, saw him get a catch there. When it's a weather game, right, as a wide receiver, it's okay to make body catches. You don't necessarily want to always just use your hands. Looks like he took his gloves off at the top of the screen as well.
Mayava, the give, King Miller. And King Miller physically moving across the 23-yard line for a 1st down, as this Iowa defense, top 5 scoring and total defense in the country.
Yeah, and they are a physical outfit, and they're all veterans. Defensive front, it's senior, graduate. Max Llewellyn, he is key. That matchup will be big for him at the defensive end spot versus the left tackle of the Trojans.
Play action from Mayava, moving off to his right. Not a lot of urgency there, but again, gets it complete. So Jacoby Lane, back-to-back catches after that drop on that 1st drive. So no gloves there for number 8.
Yeah, well, look, Jacoby Lane has huge hands. He usually wears 5X gloves. No more gloves probably today, and that's part of it. As a wideout, you're trying to get a feel for this thing. How wet are the ball? The managers are trying to keep every ball dry, the officials as well, but it's kind of unrealistic when it's coming down like it is here at the Coliseum.
Another quick throw, this one to Makai Lemon. Got a block there late from Jacoby Lane, and he'll push forward for another 1st down. And let's go to Dave Renson now in Chicago for a studio update.
Yeah, guys, Michigan has pulled it out at Wrigley Field, overcoming 5 turnovers. Dominic Zavada, the game-winning field goal as time expired, 24-22 over Northwestern.
Michigan overcoming 5 turnovers at Wrigley. And a bottom of the 9th walk-off at Wrigley. All right, here we go. 1st down for Mayava. Pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Aaron Graves comes up with the sack. Will be his 5th of the season. This Iowa defensive front can get after it.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. Watch this interior defensive line. They just continue to use their hands. Do a nice job early on, just fighting a swim against Alani Noah. Finds his way into the backfield. And they're just so experienced, right? They're so experienced when you're talking about the amount of snaps, his 23rd consecutive start as a defensive tackle for Grade.
Just the 7th sack surrendered by this USC offensive line this year. So Maiava, pretty good protection there. Got it complete to the Hines, the true freshman.
Okay, so here's the deal for this Iowa defense. They understand their responsibilities as well as any defense in America. Why? Because they just play their spots. And they're going to try to put pressure on Jaden Maiava here on this 3rd down, meaning Max Llewellyn is always going to play to the top of the screen.
Good pocket again for Maiava. Got it complete. Lakai Lemon, but just shy of the line to gain. Needed to get to the 46. That ball be spotted just shy of the 45. Is Lincoln Riley feeling aggressive? Yes, sir.
He said, look, follow my lead. I've been on the CFP run. They bring in an extra offensive lineman here as well, number 95.
Number 68 is now wearing number 95. 68 now wearing number 95.
That's Hayden Treater coming in at 95.
This is QB run all day long, I think, with Jaden Maiava. He's so athletic. You can get him on the edge as he makes a little audible here.
King Miller stuffed in the backfield. Carson Shire gets his ankles and turns it over on downs.
And the linebackers here have waited their turn. It's been a minute, but they continue to live up to these expectations. Watch inside. The linebackers say, okay, it's time to make a play. You want to make an audible? I'll make it as well. Carson Shire, number 43, finds his way into the backfield, and a huge stop for these Hawkeyes.
Back at the Coliseum, we're looking. Iowa defense is traditionally as stingy as any in the conference. Gave up 261 rushing yards to Oregon a week ago, but that was a huge 4th down stop on a run by King Miller. And so for the 2nd time today already, this Iowa offense starting in USC territory. And it'll be a handoff to Kamari Moulton. He will push forward, gain of about 4, and we'll head down to Danny Rogers on the field.
SC safety Kamari Ramsey was tended to on the sideline during SC's 2nd defensive outing. The staff rubbed an ointment on his right knee. He hopped onto the warm-up bike before he headed into the medical tent and came out with a sleeve on that right knee. He's been jogging up and down on the sidelines. He's back on the bike, but he's taking it slow and he looks to be in some pain.
Danny, good eye down there. And look, in these conditions, hard to get your footing, hard to plan. And we got another USC Trojan down right now ahead of the 2nd and 6 play. But Kamari Ramsey, I mean, about as big a loss as it would be for this USC defense.
Well, let's remember their loss at Illinois earlier this season. He had food poisoning the morning of the game. They had to play a variety of players at his position, and they struggled defensively. He's a linchpin for this defense in a bunch of areas.
Also wears the green dot for Danton Lynn, so have to adjust on that front. We're back in 30 seconds. Big Keyshawn Silver up and walking off, kind of favoring that left shoulder a little bit. That does have that big elbow brace on as well. Jakeem Stewart, the true freshman standout defensive lineman, also limited in his reps today, so maybe a few more for Kobe Pepe. Number 94 is in the game now.
Yeah, and remember, USC's got the opportunity to go with 5 defensive linemen. That's what they're employing here on this 2nd and 6.
Also great to have Devin Tompkins' versatility here. He can play any defensive line spot. Handoff. Moulton breaks free, spinning and pushing forward beyond the 35 for another 1st down. Christian Pierce comes up to make the tackle for the Trojans.
Keep an eye on Keyshawn Silver right there, number 9. His arms are extended there. And just such a collision. So many bodies, and as he falls down, he's got that brace on that left elbow already. It's just so physical in there at the line of scrimmage. Hope he's all right. He's had some injuries throughout his career. He's been in a couple different places. But if there's a game the Trojans need depth on the defensive front, it's this one.
Jazian Patterson checking in for the first time today at running back for the Hawkeyes. Little I formation, offset I, in fact, and Patterson will get the rock. Big stick by Christian Pierce from his safety spot.
A huge part of this Iowa offense, so they call it the mid-zone scheme, which basically means they want to run a 45-degree angle this way and then possibly cut it back. Here's a great look at the back. That's that angle. You're chasing the outside leg of the offensive tackle, the right tackle, Jennings Dunker, and then you're reading the linebackers. If they're fast flow over the top, you're cutting it back. If they're patient, you're going to hit the gas.
2nd down and 6 after that 4-yard gain now. Operating from just inside the 30. Quick throw, again trying to get it to Caden Leach, and he does. Brought down quickly by Cameron Crawford in a physical stay.
That's a physical play. I mean, Jakeem Stewart comes in as the freshman. Contact at the line of scrimmage. Seeing Jane Walker, he was questionable coming into the game a little bit. He's playing, sets up a 3rd down here. Look at this physical outfit. I mean, that's the type of game we're in, as Cameron Crawford made the tackle. And that's going to be the same deal here. These linebackers have to meet the moment. Keep an eye on Desmond Stevens, 23 in the middle of the screen.
Legion lost his lid there, has to come off. So a 3rd and 5 for Mark Gronowski in this Iowa offense. Clean pocket. And pretty good coverage there by DeCarlos Nicholson, but the flag does come out. Didn't get his head around and had some contact there on Sam Phillips.
Pass interference. Defense number 17. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
So much is happening on this play. It's all-out blitz from USC, gets picked up, and it's the grab. It's the left arm pulling on the shoulder, to your point, Rhett. And look, when the ball's in the air, you just can't do it. The officials reaching for the flag, trying to grab it. Real patient with those guys, and it's a nice job getting it out. But he saw that left arm around the shoulder of Phillips and made the call.
DeCarlos Nicholson, usually a starter for this USC defense, now into the game, but did not start today. Xavier Williams in the backfield for the Hawkeyes. And Mark Gronowski going to get the call, and he will call his own number. And with the help of a couple of lead blockers, will get just inside the 10.
Yeah, you're watching Danton Lynn adjust his scheme a little bit, just in terms of where he's deploying the defensive line and the linebackers. Linebackers are a little bit off the ball. Watch them right here, Rhett. These defensive linemen, they're literally up at the line of scrimmage, and they're trying to use their athleticism against these offensive linemen. And the offensive linemen are saying, okay, well, let me climb on you, get my hands on you, and see if we can push the pie a little bit. So a lot of scheme going on right now between both these teams in the red zone.
And this Iowa offensive line has seen just about everything. 134 combined starts for a group that has started the same 5 guys every game this season. Gronowski, yeah, good protection, quick throw, got it complete. Kamari Moulton, not much there though.
I mean, you can hear it. You can hear it from
this is a physical game.
And pads are cracking. So here we go on a 3rd down. I'd keep an eye on Hayden Large, the tight end down here. See if they can utilize him in an advantage matchup against one of these defensive ends. Try to put him in space. Gronowski always an option with his legs in the QB run game.
DJ Vanami also caught a touchdown last week against Oregon, number 81. First touchdown of the season. He was the motion man. And they give it to Jazz Patterson, and Patterson pushing forward, 1st down, Iowa.
The threat of Gronowski's legs is what allows this run to eventually find its way for positive yardage. I mean, he's such a threat on the edges. Watch this defense for USC. They're wondering, is Gronowski going to keep it or not the whole time? Wait, and then you're just late to the party. You're not making a play. That's Eric Gentry. Should have been in on the tackle, but because of the threat of Mark Gronowski, wasn't able to trust the instinct and go make the tackle, and we got a 1st and goal for Iowa.
And a little bit of extra time to think about it for Kirk Ferentz, offensive coordinator Tim Lester, and quarterback Mark Gronowski. Iowa with a 1st and goal when we come back. Right now, the first 250 fans will get $20 off a Big Ten Plus annual pass. Stream nearly 2,700 more events across the Big Ten this season. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to BigTenPlus.com and make sure you enter FB20 when selecting an annual pass at checkout to take advantage of this offer. First and goal for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Down inside the 5, it's Gronowski, quarterback run. And I think USC is going to come up with a stop here. But boy, did that get close.
Well, anytime they want to bring that wide out in motion and attach somebody else to the line of scrimmage, you're thinking QB lead all day long. Mark Gronowski's 235 pounds. He's the heaviest of anybody who carries the ball in the backfield. And they kick the party off on this beautiful turf in the first quarter, throwing it.
Yeah.
It's been the opposite here, and I'd imagine this will be a version of the tush push to try to get the yardage necessary for 6.
Ninth play of the drive coming. It's been 6 runs. The 2 passes. There'll be a 7th run and a sneak from Gronowski. Will get in for the score. Iowa up 13-0.
Please reset the game clock to 14:12. 14:12, please, on the game clock.
Look at this massive humanity right here. You talk to Danton Land, the defensive coordinator. How do you stop this? Well, it's just a will play. And same deal on the offensive line. And there's Gronowski just trying to follow his guys, getting some help from his tight end, Large. And Kirk Ferentz is right at home here in the rain.
No hood,
yeah,
no hat. We're good. Played the rain at Kinnick in a game that came down to the wire a week ago. Drew Stevens puts the extra point through, and this Iowa team unfazed so far. 83-5 when leading by 8 or more points over the course of the last 10 years.
Brett, one of the biggest keys to the game for our crew coming into this one was, can Iowa survive early against the USC playmakers down the field? It's been the inverse. It's the playmakers. It's Jacob Gill and company early on in that first drive. It's the defense getting big stands, and then it's the line of scrimmage doing what they've always done since Kirk Ferentz has been the head coach, especially with the veteran group they have. So now it's on SC right now. It's a long game. You cannot press. You've got to operate your system. We haven't even seen one QB design run. Jaden Mayava, his legs need to be a big part of this offensive game plan.
I've seen a ton of quick throws out to Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, and see if we get King Miller more involved. He's been such a factor since stepping into the lineup for the injured Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders. Tanook Hines, the true freshman, back deep to receive. Andrew Stevens. Low kick, but that one will sail out of the back of the end zone. And with the Big Ten, again, well represented in the college football playoff picture and all the way at the top, dominating those first 2 spots with Ohio State and Indiana. Indiana with a win already today. Oregon, number 8, got the win last night over Minnesota. Looked really good. And then here, SC, win, out, and you are in. They got a big matchup against Oregon next week. But how about, I mean, this one here, you gotta find a way to get some points on the board now after just 34 total yards in the first quarter.
And Iowa is still saying, and I love what Mark Gronowski and company told us this week, we're not trying to play spoiler. Right? We're trying to win out as well and hope for some chaos, which we know is coming. This is what college football is.
Creative run design there for King Miller, who pushed forward for about 3 yards. But this Iowa run defense has been pretty good.
Yeah, and we talked about it on the last drive. This Iowa defense is another Trojan we see down. It's the 3rd time in this
for an injured player of the offense.
That's Elijah Page, the left tackle, who's already missed 3 games so far this season. So we'll see how the USC offensive line has to reshuffle back at 30 seconds. Iowa defensive coordinator Phil Parker and his unit pitching a shutout so far as Iowa's up 14-0. But I'll tell you what, time on task and development probably best describes what this Iowa defense can do.
Yeah, I mean, they have they have been so impressive. One of the top defenses in America, going up against one of the best offenses in America. What makes them so special, Red, is they line up in the same position on the majority of snaps. So they get so many reps at left end and left corner and left safety.
Second down for Mayava on the run. Going to try a sideline shot to Tanuk Hines, but that one a little low and incomplete. So Elijah Page, the left tackle, comes out, and Tobias Raymond scoots over to the left tackle spot. He started twice there already this season.
Yeah, he's their most versatile player on the offensive front. He's so talented. Well, these guys in their third year came in together, but never good when you see one of your leaders go down. Here on third down, you got to find a way. I'd scheme Jacoby Lane open. There's probably going to be double coverage on Makai Lemon in the slot over the hash right there.
James Johnson in at running back, number 10, lined up wide at receiver for Mayava on third down. Again, incomplete. Looking over the middle for Jacoby Lane, but a late flag. It's going to be a hold in the defense's secondary for Iowa.
This is an Iowa back end. They're handsy. And you go back and turn the tape on.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense number 8, 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's always just been a physical out. That's just what they have been. That's Deshaun Lee, who's really playing some of his best ball. Keep an eye on it right there. It looks like, yeah, wrapped around his waist. That's going to get called. It should get called every time. Nice job there by the officials. But you got to find a way to get Lane open, because Lemon is getting double covered on every third down. Conan Tringer, the safety, just got eyes on him along with Zach Lutmer.
So SC, through penalty, is able to get that first down, and a give to King Miller. King Miller with a little bit of room to run along the left side, going to go down for a gain of 8 just past the 45. Carson Shire makes the stop.
What a story for him, and it looks like his twin brother's in on the offensive line. Kalen Miller comes into the guard position. Yeah, right there. Just follow your bro, and a little bit of a pulling guard. Nice job with Alani Noah, but he's just got breakaway speed. He's got the chance to take anything the distance.
Tight end Walker Lyons with a big kick out as well. Miller this time not as much success. Shire again in on the stop for Iowa after a gain of 1. So a little short yardage here on third down.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is 4-down territory, but again, I'd go back to the legs of Jaden Mayava. The linebacking core here for Iowa, they're the most inexperienced group, and you know you got a home run hitter at your back, so some sort of zone read fake potentially to your back and threaten the edge with Mayava.
Got the physical back, Brian Jackson in next to Mayava, just offset behind him. And here's your first QB run, and it's a good one. Mayava stays on his feet. Mayava brought down by Deshaun Lee, but not after an explosive run, and you were asking for it, you were calling for it, that QB run for SC.
Yeah, and here comes a little tempo from USC as well. This offense is best when it's got a rhythm. Mayava, he can operate this offense with tempo at his best as well, so here they go.
Gain of 20 for Mayava on 3rd and 1, now 1st and 10 from the 33. A lot of empty for the USC Trojans offense early in this one. Mayava stands in the pocket, but that ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That was Carson Shire, who's been very active on this drive.
Yeah, he does a nice job bringing pressure from depth. The timing of this Iowa defense is so impressive. Watch him time it up, and then against Miller, he stops. He puts the brakes on, and then he's just reading the quarterback Mayava. It's a great job by Shire, and again, this is only his 10th start. Nice job. There's the run here for the first down from Mayava. But this defense, they're so experienced. You referenced time on task. They know I'm not going to get home to the quarterback. Hit the brakes. Can I play a little bit of basketball, bat the ball down?
King Miller again gets the carry. And it's Carson Shire again trying to clean it up. King Miller thought maybe he wasn't down. Brought down for a second time by Xavier Wampa.
I don't think he was based on the spot from the umpire. He's so dynamic. How about his story, right? A walk-on. Doesn't look... Oh, yeah.
Elbow?
You saw the elbow down, yeah. See if they take another look at that or just roll.
Well, 3rd and 5, USC ready. And the snap again, Mayava. Quick throw, got it to Walker Lyons, who has the first down inside the 20, wrapped up by T.J. Hall, but a nice design from Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, this is big time. Keep an eye on Jaden Montgomery, number 36. He's going to work his way around to Mayava's left. He feels it, says no problem. Takes a little bit of a hit from Max Llewellyn. But you see him stare down the middle of the field and whoop, immediately whips his eyes to the right, checks it down. First down.
And this first down for Mayava. Scrambling out to the right, got it complete. Jacoby Lane rises up and comes down with the football using that 6'4" frame.
Part of, I think, just playing college football in the rain, in the weather. A, is having fun, but B, there's a version of little backyard football we're seeing right now. Nothing was there. First read, second read, third read, but then you just find Jacoby Lane. Does a nice job. You see Jacoby Lane, he's running to the corner. No, let me just run by you. The trust between these two has been on display all season. Another look at it right there.
Another jumbo offensive line as Hayden Treater comes in wearing number 95, lined up on the right side. Oh, little shovel pass to Walker Lyons. We'll go for a couple down to just about the 1 yard line.
I mean, what a drive for the Trojans. You're thinking if you don't get anything on this drive, who knows, right? We've all talked about the narrative of the Big Ten and SC coming into it. Can you handle the line of scrimmage? This drive in Lincoln Riley, the way he's called it, getting runs on the perimeter, downhill runs, making some plays with their wideouts. I mean, this is vintage USC.
Treater stays in as a 6th offensive lineman. Mayava moving out to the wide receiver spot with Brian Jackson in a direct snap situation. He takes that direct snap and takes that ball into the end zone for USC's first points of the day.
You lose your left tackle to kick off the drive, no problem. Here goes Mayava on the motion, and everybody in the stadium knows this is a wildcat run to your thumper, Brian Jackson, and he says, all right, you know what's coming, the veteran defensive line? All good. I'm going to follow my puller. I'm going to follow Justin Tawanu'u, the right tackle. The Trojans finally got on the board.
Ryan Sairi on for the extra points and puts it through. And what a drive. What an answer for this USC offense. Now 14-7 Iowa. Abbott and the Big Ten need you to get into the game. Join the We Give Blood competition to donate, save lives, and help your school win $1 million. Sign up today at the link below. So a big answer for that USC offense with Brian Jackson punching it in on the direct snap. An 11-play, 74-yard drive in which your left tackle goes down. Regroup like they kind of have all year long, Yogi, and get it done.
And they're playing a running back in James Johnson, who hasn't played all season as a true freshman as well, so clearly not at 100%, but withstood the storm.
Sairi is going to put that into the end zone once again, and we go down to Danny Rogers.
Left tackle Elijah Page has been grimacing in some pain down here. He was helped off the field by trainers on USC's previous drive, went into the medical tent for a few minutes, came straight out to the warm-up bike, and now he's headed back into the tent. They're working on that left brace that he had on his knee already. I'll keep you updated on his status.
So that's 2 key starters, one on each side of the ball for this USC defense, or USC team.
And don't see Kamari Ramsey out there on this drive. Do see Jaden Walker. SC going to employ 3 linebackers, and they may roll this way the rest of this ball game.
Get a check. Jazz Patterson lined up behind him in the pistol. He'll get the rock. And Patterson wrapped up quickly by Jaden Walker.
I think so much of defensive football is knowing your strengths, right? And for USC, they're playing 3 linebackers, saying, all right, we got to match your physicality. Also, you're seeing them all play off the ball. They're all really athletic. Eric Gentry, the most athletic, 7'6" and a 1/3 inch wingspan. Can he use those long arms to get awful blocks? You'll see him like you do on this snap. He's going to line up at the defensive end position. He can be an issue for this offensive unit.
Wiry frame at 6'6", 225, but can bring the physicality. And Gronowski, QB run. with Patterson shielding some USC defenders from his quarterback, and Gronowski gets to the 30.
Another starter for USC's defense is continued to be down. Safety Kamari Ramsey has been trying to work on his right leg here on the sideline. He recently just popped a squat on the bench. He's now elevating his right leg. I'll try to keep you posted on his status as well.
Danny, thanks for keeping an eye on that. Kendarius Reddick is into the game. Just 5 tackles on the season. A true freshman from Georgia, as this Trojan defense is a little short-handed on 3rd down.
Urlacher as well at the safety spot.
Gronowski wide open. DJ Vanami turns upfield, cross midfield, and down inside the USC 40.
And this is just a bust from this defense. You got to wonder if Kamari Ramsey's in the game, does that happen? Here's Stevens, the linebacker, and you'll just see the flash right out to the flat. He's just uncovered. Nobody's there. You got 2 safeties flowing with the same wide receiver, and a huge play for Iowa, but a bigger bust for this USC Trojan defensive unit.
33-yard gain, and Tim Lester told us this week, trying to find ways to get DJ Vanami the football in space. Probably their best pass-catching tight end, and this is a program that is known for that tight end group, but not known for penalties on the offensive line.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's the right tackle, Jennings Dunker, probably the old lineman that is more highly regarded than any along that Hawkeye offensive line by NFL evaluators with the false start.
How about this Iowa offensive line? They don't have one holding call called on them all season long.
Yogi, that is the stat of the year.
Stat of the year.
That is an incredible achievement.
Well, this defensive unit for SC, I imagine they'll make some late movements here, some late stems, try to see if they can take advantage of their speed.
1st and 15, Moulton gets the carry. Moulton gets all that 5 back, and more Moulton, explosive run, pushing forward all the way down to the USC 27. Kennedy Urlacher comes up with the stop.
Yeah, well, usually this is going to be Anthony Lucas. He can make plays right here, but this left side of this offensive line, they say, no, watch him peel back a little bit late. Nice job, and the rest of the offensive line, they just climb to the 2nd level, and that's just the physicality. I mean, they are road grading this defensive line. They drove the defensive line back about 8 yards on that run. That is old school. That is impressive, and the numbers back it up.
134 combined starts for that offensive line. Very experienced guys up there. 3 that are considered draftable by the league. And Kamari Moulton again pushing forward to the 15 to 16-yard line. And this Iowa offense is starting to rip off some chunk plays.
Yeah, this offensive line, we've been around this game long enough. They're just saying, run it again. Run it again and again. And this USC defensive front, they're just getting blown back right now these 2 previous snaps.
Another carry for Moulton.
And Logan Jones is having his way. We talked about him as being a key player of this game against Devin Tompkins, one of the leaders of this defensive front. Tompkins is going to come out now. But overall, they got to find a way to slow this down. So do you slant? You've got to do something. Do you twist? You got to try to create a little havoc if you're the USC defensive line.
Again, the experience, they've seen it all along that offensive line for Iowa. Logan Jones, the most experienced among them, snapping it back to Gronowski in the gun. And Jazz Patterson will bounce off. Jazz Patterson has some grasp, but what a tackle by Kennedy Urlacher. And yes, that name should sound familiar. Transferring in from Notre Dame, dad Brian Urlacher, the Chicago Bears legend.
Huge play by him. Just keeping the legs moving inside, and then Urlacher makes a touchdown saving play. But here's 3rd down. I'd imagine it'd be some sort of QB lead, QB run. Keep the ball in the hands of your 235-pound quarterback.
3rd and 3. Gronowski keeps it. Gronowski barreling forward, gonna get the 1st down. Such a physical runner. Said he played linebacker growing up, and that's kind of how he approaches running the football from his quarterback spot, with that kind of physical mentality. And it paid off there.
And get some help on the outside. Keep an eye. Jacob Gill right there against, Phillips against Nicholson, doing a nice job on the outside. And that's the 5th design run for Iowa. And Tim Lester, the offensive coordinator. I come back to the well. USC brings back in Keyshawn Silver. Good sign for the Trojans as an interior defensive tackle.
Dangerous Cade Weegan in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He's going to flip it back to Reese Vanderzee. He's going to throw it to Mark Gronowski for the trick play score.
What offense are we watching right now? I mean, we have not seen this from Iowa this season. Glimpses of it. But how about Tim Lester? A little bit in his bag right now. He told us earlier today he wanted to be aggressive. And there's his quarterback. And there's a high school quarterback in Vanderzee making a play. And they got some momentum in the Coliseum.
An Iowa City special here in Los Angeles for the Iowa Hawkeyes as this team up 21-7. Little trickery from Vanderzee and Gronowski. Terrific start from the Hawkeyes. Tuesday, don't miss men's hoops when the Hawkeyes square off against Southeast Missouri State. Live coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Iowa 3-0 so far on the season. Got a win over Xavier last night at Carver Hawkeye, 81-62. And boy, it felt like that Iowa offense was moving the ball around the three-point line on that last touchdown. Drew Stevens puts that one through for another touchback.
Well, there was a lot going on, and they're looking at the iPad. Let's look at our little iPad. You're going to see a little motion. Weegan, he'll kind of come right here. He's going to get the ball first, and then he'll pass it to Vanderzee. And a great job by the offensive line, staying behind the line of scrimmage. No penalties. Really disciplined. And just got to imagine, what is the headset saying right now? Yeah, Lester, go for it. His offensive coordinator. Let's try it down here.
When you got to think the eyes of the defense fixed on Weegan, right? Gadget play guy on offense, a lot of attention there, and then they reverse field when he flips it to Vanderzee. Score on the last offensive possession for Iowa and the Trojans. This one will start with a completion to Lake McCree, just shy of the 35.
Well, this one might play out exactly how none of us envisioned it, right? This might be a high-scoring affair.
Sign us up.
Yeah, well, here's Gronowski. How about his numbers? 3rd Big Ten quarterback with a pass, rush, and now receiving touchdown this season.
King Miller breaking tackles, and King Miller will go forward into Iowa territory. Kenneth Merriweather eventually bringing him down. But that was a big physical run from America's favorite walk-on.
That was a nice job. He's kind of been doing it all game. The end of his runs thus far today have been really impressive. Watch him at the end. 2 hands on the ball, seeking out some contact. And SC, they are going to manage the clock here at the end of the first half, and they should. See if they get 2 for 1. They get the ball coming out in the 3rd as well.
King Miller walk on now, but when, not if, he gets a scholarship. Just waiting on one to open up, but he gets wrangled down again by Merriweather. Miller has been getting the lion's share of the carries due to the injuries of Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders, and has been excelling in that role, as we are going to roll closer to the 2-minute timeout. And we will take that timeout as well, with the Trojans trying to make up a 14-point deficit. USC on the move, but down 21-7. Final 2 minutes of the first half. And coming up at the break, we'll sit at the Dave Revson, Howard Griffith, and Marcel Reese for the halftime report, sponsored by Old Trapper. Brett Lewis, Yogi Roth here with you in the booth. Normally, of course, you hear the beautiful voice of Guy Haberman in this spot, but stepping aside to welcome the birth of his first child, he and his wife Alyssa welcoming Sammy Haberman to the world. Next play-by-play voice of Big Ten Network.
Glued in right now, I'm sure.
Congrats to the beautiful family of 3. Mayava Living climbs the ladder.
It was just a matter of time. It's a double move. He goes corner, post. Look at his eyes the whole time. The tuck, easily a catch. And one of the nation's best playmakers makes a huge play.
28-yard gain, Mayava to Lemon. 1:40 to play in the first half. Mayava, this time Jacoby Lane out to the left again, double caught it, and that will force Lane back a couple of yards. Caught it up near the 16. But once he gained possession.
Didn't have it the first time.
Yeah.
Great shot by our crew there. Clearly a catch. And Iowa not utilizing timeouts either. I'd imagine if we get to a third down, they might try to use one as well, see if they can steal a possession.
Great opportunity for SC to make up this deficit. If they can get it into the end zone here, they get the ball to start the second half. Mayava looking for Lake McCree. Terrific coverage. Cohen Intringer there tightly on McCree.
This is big time from Intringer. He's a captain for a reason. 40th game, only his 11th start. He's right here at the top of the screen. He sees McCree the whole time. McCree's been a big weapon for this offense and just laid hands. Good location of the ball, better play on defense. And this secondary, they know the challenge here on a third down, and eyes need to be on number 6, Mekhi Lemon.
Well, in the third down, the incomplete on second saves Kirk Ferentz from calling the timeout. Right. So with 54 seconds left, clock is stopped. It's a 3rd and 8. Mayava protected pretty well. Going to put one up for Jacoby Lane. Foot down. Yes. And a flag flies late after the play. The catch will put Iowa at the 4, but we have to wait on the penalty.
How about he and Deshaun Lee? Keep an eye on that foot. You're right, you nailed it, Rhett. The question is, when the foot's down, did he have a catch?
An eligible receiver downfield, offense number 67, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
No, it won't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was going to go down as a catch anyway. Yeah. Looked like there was a little bit of a bobble.
This is O'Connor, the center. Yeah, just climbs. It's like he wasn't expecting a pass. It's like he almost kind of expected some sort of run there, the way that he moved. Good eye by the officials. Here's a 3rd down. You're in field goal range. Again, I'm finding ways to get Jacoby Lane the ball because of double cover and Mekhi Lemon in the red zone.
Another empty backfield for Mayava. Quick throw out to King Miller. You gotta wonder if the weather and the wetness of the ball plays a factor again.
It looked from up here like he just kind of took his eyes off it. Normally sure-handed, but to your point in the weather, you've got to over-accentuate everything. Watch his helmet. It's looking at the defense before the ball is secured.
Number 68 wearing number 95, 68 wearing number 95.
The secondary did a nice job. They said, we're not only going to take away Lemon, we're taking away Lane. You can check it down. They did. A drop from the Trojans.
Sam Johnson, again wearing number 0, the punter, will hold it from the 31. So a 41-yard field goal attempt from Ryan Sairi. Good snap and hold, and Sairi has been so good for the Trojans, nearly automatic. And that cuts the Hawkeye lead to 11. Tomorrow, see women's volleyball live on Big Ten Plus when the Trojans battle top-ranked Nebraska, and then the Hawkeyes take on Minnesota. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on. That Nebraska-SC matchup, part of a fantastic sports weekend here in Los Angeles for USC. Men's water polo in a 1 versus 2 matchup against crosstown rival UCLA. Women's basketball, number 8 USC taking on number 2 South Carolina. It's going to be a fantastic weekend here, and that volleyball matchup, certainly a big part of it with Nebraska 25-0 this season. All right, Ryan Sairi has it teed up, and we've got 39 seconds left in the first half with the ever-dangerous Caden Weegan back deep. He will field it and take it out from 3 yards deep in the end zone. Weegan going to reverse course, moving across the 25, but pretty good coverage there by USC.
Look, this first drive, it was all through the air, but since then it's all been on the ground for Iowa. Done such a nice job, this interior of the offensive line. They have just pushed this USC defensive front for the majority of this second quarter, especially the last 2 drives. It's been impressive. They're leaning on the USC defensive line, finding a variety of players to get involved in the run game. Moulton, Patterson, and of course, QB1 Mark Gronowski.
Previous couple of drives for Iowa started in SC territory, so they'll begin this one with 32 seconds left from the 27. Gronowski again complete, wide open, DJ Vanami, and Vanami brought down by Christian Pierce. See how we handle the clock here. That one, he does get out of bounds.
Well, this is the part, if you're Iowa, you're just trusting your offense. To your point earlier, they played in the rain a week ago. They played in inclement weather for many, many moons within this program. And I'm thinking, all right, they're going to run the ball and try to get to half. Is USC going to use their timeouts? They're saying, no, let's put it in the air. See if we can slip a tackle, find an explosive play.
Explosive has been the name of the game for the Iowa offense thus far. Quick handoff to Jazz Patterson. He's got a hole, a big one up the middle, and Patterson a couple of yards shy of midfield. First down, clock will stop momentarily on the first down inside 2 minutes. And they will hurry to the line.
Not using a timeout. Remember, they've got range in the special team kicking game.
58-yard field goal last week from Drew Stevens. Gronowski scrambling out to his right. Penalty flag comes down, and Gronowski out of bounds after a short gain.
Holding. Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Does that count as an announcer jinx? Jennings Dunker has just committed the first accepted holding penalty against Iowa this season.
Yeah, this is the second penalty of the game for the veteran. See it right here against Lucas, who's so athletic coming off the edge. Where do they? Yeah, right there it is. Yep. Hands inside, you're good. Hands outside, gonna get called.
So 1st and 20 following the holding call. Patterson again running the rock. And close to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty. Desmond Stevens with the stop. And that is going to mark the end of the first half. Wild is not necessarily how we would have thought to describe the start to this game with all the weather and with Iowa's penchant for running the football, but boy, they have been explosive and they have been consistent, scoring on 3 of their drives so far in this first half.
And they've been as confident as we've seen them all season in the pass game, amid the weather. I mean, they've been aggressive here at the Coliseum. They've created explosive plays in the pass game, and they've won the line of scrimmage in the first half. SC's got to find a way to slow down this run game and maximize their possessions, because they'll probably be limited in the second half.
And facing their largest first half deficit of the season, with so much of what they want to accomplish this season on the line in a game like this. Going to be a big final 30 minutes for the Trojans with their backs against the wall and their goals for this season on the horizon.
How great is this? There's stakes, it's November, it's football weather, wherever you reside, and we got a big one.
And now we head down to Danny Rogers with Kirk Ferentz.
Hey, Coach, what impressed you most about Reese Vandersee's pass to Mark Gronowski in the end zone there?
Well, I mean, just that's how we practiced. It was executed really well, so obviously a big minute.
SC averages just under 40 points per game. How do you continue to contain that offense?
That's going to be the challenge. They're high octane. They got a lot of really good players, and they're just going to keep working and hopefully hold the ball a little bit too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Danny, thanks very much. Thanks to Coach Ferentz as the rain continues to pour here in Los Angeles. Ryan Jackson with the lone touchdown of the day for the Trojans, down 11. Coming up after a quick break, we'll send it to Dave and the gang for the halftime report, sponsored by Old Trout. Our Big Impact research takes us to Los Angeles, where researchers at the USC School of Advanced Computing are dedicated to enhancing the human condition. On Earth, Professor Maya Matarek's lab has pioneered robots that help people with autism, strokes, ADHD, depression, and anxiety. In outer space, four-legged robots from Professor Feifei Xiong's lab might one day navigate extreme surfaces on the moon and other planets, gathering vital information for future human explorers. Plenty of rain here on a homecoming Saturday at the Coliseum. Plenty of scoring for the Iowa Hawkeyes, 21-10, as we get ready to start the third quarter. And when we do, the USC Trojans will face the largest halftime deficit at home in the Lincoln Riley era, down 11. And in that second quarter, Iowa really felt like they started to take control of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and they just had knockback. I mean, at times, this USC defensive line seemed to be on skates 5, 6, 7 yards downfield at times. So they've got to find a way to adjust with that slanting, stunting, blitzing to slow down the run game. Kirk Ferentz said it before the half to Danny Rogers. We got to try to own the clock in the second half, which means run the football, limit possessions for this explosive offense we're about to see for USC.
So Drew Stevens has that teed up and kicked off. And Tavuk Hines, the true freshman on the return, will get that out and will be shoved out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. But for SC, got the field goal on their last drive before the end of the first half, and now with a chance to really make up some of this deficit. 11 points now, Iowa with the lead as we go down to Danny Rogers.
UC had a ton of injuries there in the first half. Head coach Lincoln Riley telling me just now in the tunnel that defensive lineman Keyshawn Silver will be back, but as for safety Kamari Ramsey and left tackle Elijah Page, they are questionable. Defensively, his biggest message to his team, tackle better, and overall, let's play better, guys.
Certainly makes sense, Danny, and Jaden Mayava will start this half with a handoff to King Miller. 9 carries in the first half, and his 10 will go for 9 yards.
This USC offense is so explosive. Anytime King Miller gets the ball, he's got a chance to make it an explosive play. And I think when you look at Iowa defensively, they want to play top-down defense, right? Which means keep everything in front of you. Give them 7, 8 yards, no problem. You cannot give them a 3-play possession and a big explosive play for a score.
Second and short. Mayava with some pressure with a defender at his ankles. Got it complete. Toe tap catch for Jacoby Lane on the sideline.
Jacoby Lane has such a feel for the game, and Jaden Mayava, his toughness has been on display since he became the starter. You're going to see pressure coming from the edges. He's got to just hang. He hangs. Ethan Herkett, Aaron Graves, and just has his eyes downfield. And he stands at 6'4". He can really see over the offensive line. He knows where his weapons are deployed. Finds Jacoby Lane for a first down.
12-yard connection. Mayava to Lane. Again, Mayava on the move out to the right side. Going to loft one up for Lemon. And he just comes down with a tight coverage and all.
Well, look, they got playmakers, right? And what is the biggest key for the Trojans? Feed in their studs. We said it to kick off the game, and how about to kick off this third quarter? That was awesome. The catch, the foot is fully down, out of bounds, back-to-back first downs.
And going back to your keys for the Trojans in this game, feed those studs. Big completions on this drive here, the first of the second half to Lane and then to Lemon, now in Iowa territory. King Miller makes a move back inside, and Miller with a couple of big runs, but a penalty flag comes down.
Yeah, that's going to be on Jacoby Lane at wide receiver.
Offense number 8, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
There's momentum. You come out of half, you're juiced up, and you got to know as a wideout, when you feel that DB pulling away from you, you got to just let go. Jacoby Lane, it seemed from up here he was hanging on a little too long. There he is, number 8. Watch on the block against Lutmer. It's right there. Lutmer, a little bit acting as well, I think. But you grab that much jersey, it's going to be called. The Trojan fans don't like it. But it's just too obvious for an official when you see that much cloth come off the pads. They're going to call it take away. Really the first big explosive run of the game.
Boy, had some real momentum working there. So because it was penalty from the spot of the foul, it'll be a 1st and 14 now from the 40. Mayava In the hole for Makai Lemon, stays on his feet. Down inside the 15, Xavier Wampa.
You hear this term all over football, a hole shot. And that means when there's a corner and a safety, there's a little hole. That's the area. And you'll watch Makai Lemon find his way to that, a corner route. There's only one spot for Jaden Mayava to put the ball. Beautiful location, finds his favorite target again.
26-yard connection. Another first down now for this Trojans offense on the move. And the give to King Miller. They get a couple of yards there. Carson Shire had a shot to bring him down close to the line of scrimmage, but he's able to scoop forward for a gain.
We haven't talked a lot about the pullers on the offensive line. Watch the grass. Look at all the water coming up from that. Sliding, making tackles, missing tackles.
Field crew doing a great job, too. I mean, they were out there with blowers and squeegees trying to get the water off of this Coliseum turf.
Here comes a little blitz.
Good protection. Eventually, though, it breaks down. Ball comes out. Iowa's going to jump on it, but they are going to rule it incomplete. Jackson Rexroth in there around Mayava's arm.
He and Jonah Pace just found their way, and I think for Mayava, the clock's just got to go off in the red zone. He just runs right through Jackson's block. And remember, you're looking at the hand moving forward. I think that's the right call of an incompletion. It's not just the arm, they're looking at the hand. The hand moves forward. Yep. Incomplete pass. Great shot there from our incredible crew here. But for Mayava here on a third down, you got to get the ball out. I'd look to Lemon. He's probably going to come off, maybe down at the bottom of the field, the lane. They'll probably double him with the safety over the top.
Mayava going to take a shot on a fade ball. Lane! Deshaun Lee with terrific coverage in the end zone for the Hawkeyes.
Wow. I thought Wampo was going to go over and have a little bit of a double coverage element, but he didn't. He drops into the box.
USC wearing 95, 68 wearing 95.
Now there's contact going both ways, and you're allowed to have contact until the ball's in the air. We've seen this get called. We've seen it get called on a PI. They don't do it, and again, Iowa known for being handsy at the line of scrimmage. Competitive play.
So this is the right call here, right? You have a chance to make this an 8-point game with Ryan Sayeri from 29. And no problem, chip shot for Sayeri. He now has his second field goal of the game, but this is now a one-possession game at the Coliseum. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Google. No matter what question comes next, just ask Google. Boy, think about the figures that have walked through those columns at the Peristyle. Legends of sport. Jesse Owens, Olympians, All-Americans, Hall of Famers. Boy, these hallowed halls have seen it all, and we'll see another Olympics. LA 28 and this Coliseum will co-host the opening ceremonies with SoFi Stadium. Just a phenomenal setting for college football. Ryan Sayeri. Low winding kick will again go through the end zone, so keeping it out of Caden Weegen's hands, but this USC defense has not been able to slow down the Iowa rushing attack.
Yeah, just watch the center on every one of these snaps. Logan Jones, the captain. They're just distorting this defensive front. They're driving the defensive linemen back 5, 6, 8, 9 yards in this second quarter. They're going to lean into that part of it. So SC and Dan Lynn, their defensive coordinator, they got to make an adjustment because this O-line really had their way. Their backs, their time on task, their patience as running backs are impressive. You add in the legs of Gronowski. This is what they do, and this is how they close games out. So SC's defensive front, like Danny said, they got to come on, they got to play better. They've got to find a way to impact this offensive line.
First opportunity of the second half for the USC defense. We'll see Moulton with a couple of yards. As we bring you our drive summary, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Could not have really drawn up a better start to this game for the Iowa offense. Touchdowns on 3 of their first 4 possessions, including that opener that saw them hit it through the air.
Yeah, and they did a nice job on third down in the air as well, converting 3 of 5, finding tight ends, wide receivers. SC trying to put him in third and long.
Quick throw does get it to Weegan, and Weegan around the left side will go for a first down. Eric Gentry chasing, but Christian Pierce, the safety, forces Weegan out of bounds. Again, that SC defense playing without Kamari Ramsey, such a key and vital piece to what Dayton Lynn wants to do.
Yeah, you're going to see 28 Kennedy Urlacher in. He's kind of that next safety, but SC is going to stick with 3 linebackers in this defensive front group. You're going to watch Desmond Stevens, Eric Gentry, Jaden Walker. They've got to have an impact. They've got to beat some of these blocks with their speed and athleticism, because physically they struggled in the first half.
Handoff, Kamari Moulton, and riding the wave of his offensive line for a gain of 4, just shy of midfield.
Yeah, one hand, it's a nice stop by SC, the defensive front, but they're just such a push on this offensive front, especially interior, and they get a little help from their tight end, number 48. You see it right there, Zach Ortworth, and they just keep falling forward. And you fall forward, and it's 2nd and 6. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is first down, and you're tick, 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 tick.
5.5 minutes gone now in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 for Gronowski. And hands it off. Oh, Moulton met in the hole physically. Janae Abasiri is going to clean that up. That's what this USC defense is looking for.
And this is a proud defense, right? They're not going to lay down by any stretch. They know what the first half was like. Keep an eye, Jaden Walker, a little contact. Back end, Christian Pierce. You can hear it. Click, click, click. I mean, this is a physical Big Ten out. And here comes a critical third down. SC has not brought one blitz tonight. I got to imagine utilize some speed and physicality of Eric Gentry and Desmond Stevens. Bring them from depth, see if you can get a little impact in the backfield.
Certainly a part of their DNA. Top 5 in the conference in volume of blitzes. QB run. Gronowski going to take it down, but he is stuffed. Desmond Stevens comes up with the stop, and it'll bring up a 4th down right at midfield.
I'd imagine Iowa's going to punt it here, but just a brilliant job of this linebacking core stepping up and elevating. Desmond Stevens on the spy, understanding Gronowski is where they go. Anytime there's a critical play, keep an eye right here. He's just watching him. Eyes on him. He and Eric Gentry, they double team him, keep him leveraged, and they force a 4th down punting opportunity.
Reese Dakin gets the snap, and a high end-over-end punt will force Makai Lemon to call a fair catch from his own 18-yard line. Jaden Mayava, 158 passing yards so far, needs some more to make up this deficit. All right, Iowa up 21-13, but USC starting to find its explosiveness on offense.
Yeah, and a huge part is Jaden Mayava just manipulating the pocket, staying strong in the pocket, finds Jacoby Lane, Makai Lemon, who's just such an athletic catch. He's such a dynamic player, and these two need to continue to get fed. Both have been targeted 7 times apiece. I'd imagine that will be around 15 when this game is all said and done.
James Johnson, the true freshman running back in. He gets the carry, but he flips it on the end around to Makai Lemon, who is wrapped up, and Zach Lutmer not fooled.
Look, the game plan is pretty obvious when you watch USC. You got to feed your playmakers in this game because they do such a nice job in space. These are the studs.
Yes.
King Miller, Jacoby Lane, Makai Lemon, they can take it the distance. To your point, great job staying home from Lutmer at the nickel position.
Mayava, little play action, will take a shot from Makai Lemon with a fingertip grab. Another explosive for this Trojan offense.
Yeah, we talked to him earlier this week. He loves these moments. He knows the stage the USC Trojans are on. And how about this catch? Lutmer draped all over him. Not even close. And the route was awesome. He went post to the corner from the slot position. He's just impossible to cover in man-to-man coverage when the quarterback has time.
35-yard gain. Big reason why Makai Lemon is being talked about as a fringe first, second round player. in NFL draft prognostications. Oh, King Miller, ball on the ground. Is that Lemon right there that was able to jump on it?
I think it was. Yeah, it sure was. And the great players just find themselves around the ball, right? You play hard, you hustle, all of a sudden good things happen. King Miller with an explosive run, and the tackle is right on the ball. That was clinic worthy of a tackle, but how about staying around the ball? He's stock blocking right there. That's Mekhi Lemon, staying active, watching the ball all over it.
Xavier Wampa, again, playing some really good football for Phil Parker's defense with that force out. Second and short. Miller again with the carry, but Wampa again meets him right in the hole. They'll bring up another third and short here for USC.
Yeah, watch this route. This is the one that was just amazing from Lemon. He goes to the corner, to the post, and then the catch is awesome. This is 4-down territory here. So if I'm USC, Jaden Mayava, QB run game, it's a huge part of their offense. We've seen it once where it worked for a first down in the first half.
Got to get to the 36. Handoff, Brian Jackson. First down and more for SC.
How about this? Kalen Miller. He's a walk-on as well as SC is going fast. The offensive linemen, Trojans are rolling.
Mayava over the middle as that ball tipped. Otherwise looked like Lake McCree was going to come up with a grab. Jaden Montgomery from his linebacker spot got just underneath that throw.
And they go tempo, trying to take a shot down the field to McCree. And now you got to reset.
So a 2nd and 10 now. And it felt like they had a look they liked there to get McCree the ball. But a nice tip by Montgomery. And Mayava QB run like you called, Yogi. Oh, big shot. TJ Hall stepping up and delivering a blow to Mayava.
Let's take a look at that play where they took a shot to Lake McCree down the middle and right through the fingertips of Montgomery at the linebacker position. And here's a 3rd down. I don't know if this is 4-down territory here. Mekhi Lemon in the bunch at the bottom of the screen.
Mayava steady in the pocket. Got it to Jacoby Lane. A strong-handed grab with defenders draped on him. Carson Shire brings him down.
I mean, are you kidding me? The pocket. Watch number 14 manipulate left. Let me slide up, over 6 inches, up 6 inches, and then throw it where there's a defender not looking at you, but all over Jacoby Lane. And Carson Shire is like, whoa, the ball is there? How did that happen? First down, Trojans.
Immense trust in Lane from Mayava. Lane telling me this weekend as well, this week, that Mayava's comfortability in this offense is unlocking those great physical tools he has. And good pressure, good protection, but it's Mekhi Lemon crossing the end zone and coming down with that toss from Mayava, his first TD pass of the day.
Jaden Mayava is just working the pocket brilliantly right now. I mean, he's in no rush, just quiet feet, feels it the whole time. There's 3 defenders near Mekhi Lemon, and he says, I don't care. I'm going to give it to one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the nation, making a case with defenders draped all over him.
And USC will go for 2 to try and tie this game.
Remember, they had the little Wildcat run earlier in the ball game.
Oh, they're going right back to Mekhi Lemon. Just a bit too tall. But that connection with a big touchdown to bring this game a little bit closer. Now a 2-point lead for Iowa, but the Trojans have made their mark here in the second half. Lemon makes it a 21-19 ball game. 21-19 Iowa, but USC is on the comeback hunt with Makai Lemon with his first touchdown of the day, over 100 yards for the 5th time now this season, along with Lane. They're rolling.
They are indeed. I mean, they are feeding their playmakers, and they're seeing man-to-man coverage, and they're attacking it, and they're making plays with the ball in the air. Iowa's got to find a way to knock it down, create a turnover.
Legion will let that Ryan Sayeri kick bounce through the end zone. We go down to the field with Danny Rogers.
You wouldn't know wide receiver Makai Lemon came up with that brilliant touchdown catch, because he was so disappointed in himself when he returned to the bench after missing that 2-point conversion. His buddy Jacoby Lane had to console him, and then I watched Lemon go over to quarterback Jaden Mayava and tell him, sorry, that's my bad for missing that catch. In regards to this weather, it has finally stopped raining, you guys, but don't ask about my white New Balances, and don't ask why that was my shoe of choice today.
Great work down the last couple of weeks. Danny's been in the elements for us and has done a fantastic job. Heart of a champion right there. What a competitor from Makai Lemon. And now Mark Gronowski trying to stem the Trojan tide. Handoff goes to Kamari Bolton, who picks his way through the USC defense. A first down and a little bit more. Gain of 13. Desmond Stevens finally tracks him down.
Now, this run scheme for Iowa, in one word, is defined as patient. You have to be patient if you want to be a back. Watch patience, and then boom, out the back door. Really nice job from Moulton. Understanding where his blocks are, set him up, set him up, set him up. He goes left, right, then hits the initial hole. Well, that's awesome.
And how about a little competitive fire
CFP,
there?
man. I mean, this is a pseudo play-in game. It's a playoff atmosphere.
No margin for error for the Iowa Hawkeyes with 3 losses. Trojans need to win out to claim their spot. And Gronowski over the middle. A little low for Caton Legion.
And in this game, we do it all year long. The teams that win, the quarterback's got to make 3 big-time throws in the second half. That's a missed opportunity for Mark Gronowski. He's just got to deliver on it. And I think for Iowa offensively, Red, they can't go into Iowa of this season of let's control the clock, just run the football. You got to go back to that aggressive nature a little bit, especially now that the rain has ceased.
Take advantage of your opportunities, just like they did, as you mentioned, in the opening possession when the field was in pretty good shape. Pushing the ball down the field in the pass game, and now a 2nd and 10. Give goes to Kamari Bolton, and that's where the Hawkeyes have found their success, really from the second quarter on.
Right over the middle. I mean, right over Logan Jones. I thought from up here, was there a little bit of a face mask on the run? You'll see it laid on the series. Yeah, 100% a miss, which sets up a 3rd down, and this place has come alive a little bit. I wonder if SC's going to finally bring some pressure. They got a lot of bodies moving around near the line of scrimmage. I would try to confuse Gronowski.
Trojan fans trying to will their defense to a big 3rd down stop here. Gronowski on the move. Oh, that ball's picked off. It's the freshman Jakeem Stewart off the deflection, and the Trojan defense makes it stand. Jakeem Stewart is getting absolutely loved on the sideline right now. And the true freshman comes up with the biggest play of his career.
Well, it's the first blitz of the day for Dan Lynn, the defensive coordinator at USC. They have so many bodies at the line of scrimmage. Look at all these players. Iowa's going to roll this way. They got it all protected. The problem is the deflection of the USC defense. Yeah, that looked like Marcellus Williams on the deflection, and then the hustle by the freshman Stewart right in the middle there. Watch the awareness of a guy who should still be in high school. Find his way to make a pick.
Well, that looked like it clearly went off the right hand of Jacob Gill, the intended receiver for Iowa, maybe off his knee as he was crouching towards the ground. Hard to tell the control from Stewart, but I didn't see a double catch. Talk about right place, right time.
Yeah, it looked to me like he had it.
How We wanted to make sure that didn't pop off the ground.
After review, the ruling of an interception is upheld. It's first down USC.
Quick review there for Chris Coit. And game on for the Trojans.
First turnover of the day, 10th pick of the season. It's been a little while, and I think for Dan Lynn, they had to do something at the half, and they probably said, we're going to bring some pressure. We're going to cut you loose. They do for the first time, and the hustle of the defense, everybody flying to the football, good things happen on that side of the ball for the Trojans in a huge, huge sudden change.
And Mayava's going to keep it on what looked to be a little read option there with King Miller. He'll get a couple of yards, and we'll go to Dave Redson in Chicago for a studio update.
Yeah, Red, Illinois has opened up a 2-score lead over Maryland. Luke Altmaier to a wide-open Hudson Clement, his second TD of the game. He had one all year. Coming in, it's 21-6, Illini.
Illini, one of those teams trying to make a push here at the end of the year. Altmaier, one of the best in the conference. Here's Mayava. Got it complete to Jacoby Lane, who lunges forward for another Trojan first down.
I think about Iowa in the back end right now. If you're playing off coverage, it's going to be a tough afternoon. Just the way that these receivers attack the football. Jacoby Lane, the most recent one. Oh, by the way, Lane's got gloves on now. So the rain is stopped. He's got his gloves on. So right. A change here for the receiver from the first half. But my point is, I'd play some press coverage. Can you disrupt the timing a little bit? You see it at the top of the screen. Little press coverage with TJ Hall.
7 catches for Lane, 8 for Lemon. Empty backfield for Mayava. He's going to scramble out to his right. Graves giving chase. Throwing for the end zone. Contact flags. Iowa's going to get hooked here.
And the rain started coming down again, seemingly right before that play, and that was an easy one for the officials.
TJ Hall.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Against Tanook Hines, they're just battling, right? There's contact both ways. And that's an easy one. Yeah.
Started with the hold. Once that ball got in the air, it was clear PI. Hall, though, was down on the play. He has to come off. Like a little uncomfortability on his left side. We'll track that one.
Jalen Watson in. I'd attack him fresh off the bench.
Mayava has it complete to the tight end, Lake McCree, brought down by Xavier Wampa.
Lincoln Riley, you know, he's one of the top play callers in all of college football, and he knows Iowa's got to take away Jacoby Lane, take away Makai Lemon. Okay, use him as a decoy, find a way in the red zone to find Lake McCree. And now as we enter the fourth and they light the torch, it is on. A huge drive with the CFP potentially at stake.
Third quarter, all Trojans. What will the fourth quarter bring? Drama from the Coliseum. Start of the fourth with a serious scoring opportunity for USC. The Coliseum, torch is lit, the Trojans are hot, and Mayava has a give to King Miller on second down. We'll get close to the yardage needed for a first down. And you know it's clutch time when that torch is lit, Yogi.
It sure is. The history here precedes itself. And now on a 3rd and short, I don't know. I don't think this is 4-down territory, but I do think this is QB sneak time. I think you got to keep the ball in the hands of Jaden Mayava as Iowa and SC have their pseudo line changes.
Brian Jackson again in at running back. Scored that first touchdown for SC. They'll put Mayava on the run. Connects with Lake McCree. We're going to give him the catch and the first down all the way down to the 1-yard line.
It looked like he kind of double caught it from up here. A little sprint out, max protection. Right off the pads. Yeah, nice job securing it with his pads. Talked about it earlier in the game, right in the rain. You know this is a former wideout as well. You want to use your pads. Your pads are your friend now. It is coming down, I'd argue, as hard as it has all afternoon.
Rain has certainly been a factor, but for Iowa and SC, a first and goal. Brian Jackson, second touchdown of the game, gives the Trojans their first lead.
Wearing 95, 68 wearing number 95.
Jackson's the thumper of the group, and this is a simple dive from an offset back. And how about the left side of this offensive line? Tobias Raymond, Kalen Miller. Nice job stepping in as Elijah Page went down earlier in the ballgame.
Number 0 on the hold for Ryan Sayeri, but it is Sam Heward wearing the same number as Sam Johnson. But Sayeri puts it through, and the Trojans have a 5-point lead on Iowa. Ponchos are off, and so are the shirts for some, as we bring you today's trivia question, sponsored by T-Mobile. USC 5-0 at home this season. When was the last time USC was undefeated at home?
I'm going to go Lincoln Riley's first year.
Certainly makes some sense there.
Because they lost at Utah.
End of the year to Utah.
On the road, then they lost in the Pac-12 championship game that year. So I'm going to go Lincoln Riley's first season as the head coach of the Trojans.
All right, answer forthcoming. Your ballot is sealed. Trojans have already erased the largest halftime deficits at home of the Lincoln Riley era. 26-21 lead as Ryan Sayeri will send it to Caden Weegan. Already has a kick return for a score this season. Weegan has a little bit of room off the left side, but will step out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. And a late flag comes in.
7-yard return. That might be on Christian Pierce. There's a little late hit on the sideline, and officials. That's a big penalty. I think a field position would be such a storyline for this Iowa offense.
There is no foul on the play after discussion. The contact was ruled legal. It's first down.
Kirk Ferentz didn't love that, as you say, oh, saw the flag. They picked it up. It did feel like he kind of tried to hold up a little bit.
I agree with the officials picking that flag up. I know Iowa fans don't, but it's so competitive down there on the floor of the Coliseum right now. There's so much at stake.
Oh, that was pretty good restraint by Christian Pierce. And a big drive as Mark Gronowski tries to find an answer for this Hawkeye offense. Handoff, Kamari Moulton, and this USC defense with Anthony Lucas trailing from the backside comes up with a stop. All right, hey, come on, this guy. Not a baby.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go back to that first season, Lincoln Riley has said it many times, kind of overachieved on their way to potentially going to the college football playoff. Now they're on the verge of a potential run. This is a playoff run for the USC Trojans. He said, just follow me. I've been there before. This staff has been in championship environments in the NFL and college football as players and coaches. They've made some changes, and the crowd seems to be following that lead.
Play action for Gronowski. Going back to the bread and butter from the first half. DJ Vanami comes up with the reception. But another big stick from the SC defense.
It is a critical third down right here. 3rd and 7. You're not in 4-down territory at all if you're Iowa. But you've got it to me. Find Jacob Gill. Find your wide receiver. Made a play on the opening drive.
Biggest pass play of the game for the Hawkeyes.
And I'd bring pressure.
By yardage.
I'd bring pressure again for SC on a 3rd down. Use your speed.
Worked last time out to get the Hawkeyes off the field.
Man-to-man.
Gronowski, pretty good protection. Cannot, or does he connect? That ball bounced off of Reese Vanderzee into the hands of Xavier Williams, the running back. Unbelievable
I mean, how many amazing plays have we seen today? Karooms off Van Der Zee. Does it? Oh, and there it goes.
Yep.
Was about to be one of the plays of the weekend.
Now they will reset this with an incompletion in short order.
And a 4th down. And now it's punt time for Iowa, I would imagine.
The play has been reviewed. The pass is incomplete. It's 4th down.
If I'm Lincoln Riley, he said it all week. We're leaning in. Look at this crowd. They're leaning in. I'm coming after this punt. I am coming after this punt. See if you can totally change the momentum of this game, or just continue to add to the one you've created here in the second half.
Put a little pressure on the long snapper, Bryant Worrell, had a couple of errant snaps last week against Oregon in the elements. Has not been an issue today. Reese Dakin gets the punt off. Kai Lemon calls for another fair catch. And the USC offense will come back to the field up 26-21 with 11 minutes to go. Oh, they are fired up here at the Coliseum, and tomorrow a champion will be crowned in the 2025 Big Ten Men's Soccer Tournament when UCLA faces Michigan. Coverage begins at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. No rain, no shirt, no problem.
I mean, this is college, right? I mean, how great is ball? I mean, this is all time. You're here in LA, everybody's saying, oh, you can't handle the weather, you can't handle the line of scrimmage. In the second half, the Trojan faithful and the Trojans on the field have handled both.
They dominated the second half, just 47 yards of offense for Iowa as King Miller grabs another couple of yards for the Trojan offense. 3 possessions for the Hawkeyes in the second half, punt, pick, punt. And USC has outscored Iowa 26-7 since the 9-minute mark of the second quarter.
And the turnover was huge. I mean, it's a sprint out. It hits off the knee, potentially, of Gill at wide receiver. Bounces up, pick. A few plays later, a touchdown.
Complimentary football, scoring off an opportunistic defense. Mayava going to take a shot. Lane, not quite, with double coverage deep for Iowa. Cohen Intringer back there as well.
Yeah, the aggressive nature of USC stays on point. Intringer does a really nice job of retracing and running underneath that, not getting the PI. So here now, it's not 4-down territory. You got to play the moment. For Jaden Mayava, when he's been able to work the pocket, he's been nails. Iowa's got to bring a little bit of pressure, a stunt, something to try to find their way into the backfield. I'm keeping an eye on Max Llewellyn, number 48 at the bottom of the screen, up against a redshirt freshman, Justin Tawanu'u at the tackle position.
Still playing without left tackle Elijah Page. Mayava pressure immediately, and the blitz came, but Jacoby Lane fighting downfield with Jalen Watson, and the flags rain down.
And Watson walks this one back. I mean, it's
pass interference. Defense number 3, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Blitz was perfect, perfectly timed. This is what Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator, does so often at Iowa. They bring blitz from depth, but you got to hold up in the back end. It's underthrown. Nice job from Mayava, underthrown it to one of your top targets. And Jacoby Lane, perfect. Just lean back into the DB. Here's the blitz, timed up really well from Wampa, number 1.
Again, trust from quarterback and receiver. Throw it up. Hope your guy goes down and tries to make a play, and they get a big one via penalty. King Miller, no, Brian Jackson rather, stuffed.
I mean, Iowa defensively, again, they've been running this defense for about 27 years. They know their rules and responsibilities. A lot of times when the game's on the line, go back and watch any of the film, whether it was Indiana game, the Oregon game on the line. They're going to bring pressure, usually from the safety, and play man-to-man. They get them in a 3rd down position again. I'd expect a very similar defensive scheme.
Think about big games on the road for Iowa. They started bringing the pressure late. Think back to the Indiana game. Nearly won them the game. They get some pressure again this time. And that ball might have been behind a backwards pass. Yeah.
These edges, Ethan Herkett, the captain, the graduate, doing a nice job coming off the edge. And now they set up 3rd and forever, which has been converted by USC tonight, right? With Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane on some PIs. So does now Iowa play coverage and allow the legs of Jaden Mayava to impact them? Or do they bring pressure, force them to get the ball out? I would do that, and I'd play press bail coverage on the outside with Jalen Watson against Makai Lemon.
6-yard loss on the lateral, the backwards pass. So 26-21 SC, 3rd and 13. And that completion to Lemon will not get close. That'll bring up a 4th and long. And a punting opportunity. And that is Sam Johnson. Actually looked like he changed his cleats. So he was back there holding on that last point after attempt. Had some orange cleats on earlier, trying to get maybe some better traction now.
Do they punt to Weegan is really the question.
A couple of punt return scores already this season for Weegan. Terrific hang time, pinning the Hawkeyes down inside the 10. And so Mark Gronowski, who's done all the scoring for Iowa, needs another one now. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference, and by UKG, HR, Pay and Workforce Management. A furious fight to the finish this season and in this 4th quarter, and that is something that Iowa knows very well. As you look at the close losses versus ranked opponents, Gronowski going to start this drive with a completion. Caden Weegan digging that thing out.
You know, it's important to know you come in every game with a set amount of footballs, right? And you're trying to keep them all dry all game long. But here we sit in the last 8:15 in the ball game. They've all been used. They're definitely not all dry. So we're seeing some of the balls for Gronowski. They're dying, like they're hitting the dirt a little bit. He's got to make sure he utilizes his legs when he begins to throw.
Really amping up, and Gronowski, little pressure, Anthony Lucas strip, sack. Flag down, USC has the ball. Jade Abasiri comes up with the loose ball, but Anthony Lucas around the edge with the hit on Gronowski, and we await the flag. The call coming from Chris Coit. This Coliseum crowd waiting with bated breath.
By both teams, they will offset. Holding defense number 15, holding offense number 71. 2nd down.
Oh, how about that?
One of the biggest plays of the game negated with offsetting penalties.
Yeah, that's Lucas right there. Kind of unblocked, runs right past the tight end, makes a play, ball out. And to your point, the offsetting penalties is huge and gives Iowa life here on a 2nd down.
2nd and 6. Gronowski another shot at it. They'll keep it on the ground this time. It's Kamari Moulton. And he'll get about 3. Jaden Walker brings it down, setting up a crucial 3rd and 2.
Watch him press the hole. Nice job against Lucas there. Create a little space, and Floyd Buchard and company and Walker making a play. I think this is 4-down territory here for Iowa, and you got to follow your quarterback. Look at all the players near the line of scrimmage for USC. You got an opportunity man-to-man on the outside. Some sort of sprint out.
Gronowski, quick throw, got it complete. Clutch conversion. Reese Vanderzee, the sophomore, makes a big-time grab to move the sticks.
Yeah, especially after call it a pseudo drop earlier. Nice job from Gronowski, just being strong in the pocket, knowing the situations. Kirk Ferentz talked to us earlier this week. Remember, they had to go over 90 yards late in the game against Oregon. They've got confidence in this offense to move the rock. They get a huge first down.
Vanderzee threw the touchdown to Mark Gronowski back in the first half on a little trick play. And now another trick. And it's trying to get the ball in the hands of Caden Weegan. Weegan still going. Brought down by Jaden Walker. But another one of those explosive plays. Again, Tim Lester telling us this week, whatever we can, however we can, get the ball in the hands of Caden Weegan.
Yeah, he's so athletic. They try to get him involved in a variety of ways. Little end around, explosive play. SC's playing so fast. They're flying to the football. They're expecting that outside zone, mid-zone type of run. I like at the end, though. Weegan, 2 hands on the ball. Do not try to move the ball from left to right.
21-yard pickup for Weegan. Handoff will go for about 5 yards, and this Iowa offense staying on schedule with Kamari Mulder.
And found a reinforcement there in the secondary. Early in the first half, safety Bishop Fitzgerald walked into the locker room with a trainer. Well, he returned to the locker room just now, this time on a cart with his entire right lower leg wrapped.
Danny, the hits just keep coming for the Trojan defensive backfield. Kamari Ramsey has been out, has not returned. Now Bishop Fitzgerald. And so Gronowski sees a seam. Gronowski with his longest run of the day. Forced out by DeCarlos Nicholson, but saw that green in front and took advantage.
Yeah, I think he's felt the speed of Jakeem Stewart, the true freshman, number 4. He's here. He's going to fly. He's going to come off the ball. And Gronowski say, no, I'm good. Look at that lane. Right over where the center, Logan Jones, was, and this is the athleticism. Look, this offense runs right through number 11. He loves big games. He's the winningest quarterback in the history of college football. He's so excited to play at the Coliseum. He's putting his team on his back here.
National champion at South Dakota State before making the move into the portal and into Iowa City in this Tim Lester offense. Handoff goes to Jazian Patterson. Not much there. This SC defense has certainly been a little bit better in the second half against the run.
Yeah, and USC's not going to change for the remainder of this ball game. 4 minutes left. The SC offense may not get back on the field for Lincoln Riley. So you want to be healthy. They see them moving bodies on and off the field. In comes Devin Tompkins. And you got to either bring pressure or slant your defensive line, because playing head up has not been the best strategy for this defensive front.
College football implications for both teams. Iowa trying to stay in the conversation with 3 losses. Handoff Patterson. Brought down Cameron Crawford from the backside. Able to limit the gain to 1 and set up a 3rd and long. But in field goal range, although it would be a long one in the elements.
Yeah, and I don't know right now. To me, I think this is 4 down territory, the way USC has moved the football. And for SC, I bring some heat. Go back to what your DNA is, what Dan Lynn, the defensive coordinator's DNA is. Let your linebackers run. Let Eric Gentry make a play. And I find a way to get the ball to my slot receiver, Jacob Gill of Iowa.
Gronowski on 3rd down, going to hand it off. And Xavier Williams will get a couple just inside the 30. Wonder if that's to set up a
4 down
shorter field goal or to go for it.
Yeah, I think you try to get half, and we're saying, all right, we got half, let's go for it again. Now, look, SC has played off coverage the majority of these 3rd and 4th down situations. I would not now. If I'm these corners, do not give these quick outs, these easy hitches. That's how Iowa has converted. You got to keep an eye on number 81, DJ Vanami at the tight end, at the top of the screen, standing up.
4 catches on the day so far for Vanami. 2:12 to go in this game. And Gronowski will take a deep shot. Caden Weegan looked like he got pushed out of bounds. And that's the call.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Turnover on down. USC. Timeout on the field. 2-minute timeout.
Wow.
Caden Weegan just so close, maybe by a toe, just out of bounds. We'll take another look. Toe on the white when we come back to the Coliseum. As close as it gets. The right big toe of Caden Weegan out of bounds. That play was reviewed, called in the field of an incomplete pass, upheld. Turnover on downs, and SC trying to salt some clock away. But boy, that was almost like Omar Cooper in the end zone last week at Penn State.
Yeah, it's just the opposite, right? He was in by, call it 2 or 3 centimeters, and this is out by 2 or 3 centimeters. And got to give credit also to Kennedy Urlacher. Nice job of attacking the legs to try to just get him out of bounds. Watch Gronowski on this throw right there. There's obviously your receiver. He hitches once, one too many times, I think, if he could have this one back. And just frustration for the graduate, the senior, the veteran, guy who's also really bet on himself. But this is not over. I mean, this is game. I mean, you remember Indiana, Iowa very well late in the ball game. Indiana had the ball. Iowa had all their timeouts. They utilized it, had a shot. Very similar right here. Iowa just used the first of their 3 available timeouts.
We've already been on the bottom side of the 2-minute timeout. So 2 stoppages left for Iowa. 1:55 to go in a 2nd and 8.
The legs of Jaden Mayava have to be a part of this game here, right?
Oh, might have got him to jump. Mayava with a free shot. He'll take it complete to Makai Lemon right at the line to gain. And now the degree of difficulty for a Hawkeye comeback.
Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. Defense number 95. The penalties decline. The result of the play is first down.
That degree of difficulty now amplified. Let's hear it.
I mean, how about this offensive line? They lose Elijah Page. They bring in the walk-on and Kalen Miller, and they hold their water when it matters. Lincoln Riley said, follow me. Did a pretty nice job here.
Back to the Coliseum with the final 142 next.
Dave Repson, Howard Griffith with you. USC trying to keep those CFP hopes alive, and this has been quite a second half.
Yeah, they've really done an outstanding job. Had the big plays from Lemon early in the game and throughout this game. Been exciting for them. They just need to hold on, make a couple plays, and they can move on next week.
Such a tough team to come back against, too, in Iowa. They haven't lost a game in 5 years that they were leading by 14 or more points. On the verge of doing it here, though, as we send it back to Rhett.
Dave Howard, thank you. Yeah, in the last 14-plus point comeback for these Trojans. They were down 21-7 in the first half. That bowl game against A&M was a big one.
The resolve has just been phenomenal. And now you're coming off the sideline saying, 2 hands on the ball, nobody be a hero.
1 stoppage left for the Hawkeyes. That final timeout looms. Mayava to King Miller. Iowa certainly ready for a run, but Miller with a nice second effort to push forward for a gain of 3. And we will step aside for 30 seconds. This Coliseum crowd is digging the resolve of the USC Trojans. Down 14 in the first half, in the rain, against a very tough and disciplined Iowa Hawkeye football team. Now on the verge of a victory. Handoff, King Miller, wrapped up quickly by the Iowa defense. No timeouts left. And so USC knew, flag.
I think it's going to be on the staff.
Yeah, maybe a sideline warning. Look at the Big Ten playoff picture right now. I mean, a clutch win for Michigan late at Wrigley.
Conduct, assistant coach, Iowa. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And that's going to be the game. Think about that. One of the most disciplined teams in America gets called for that late. Often you see a warning on the sideline, not there. And how about Lincoln Riley? I mean, it has been a bear of a build. Yes. It has not been easy. People thought after his first year you could flip the switch and you could just have it, and you're just going to win championships again.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 15 seconds. 1:15 on the game clock. Play is subject to 10-second runoff. Thank you. The clock will start on my signal.
We asked him point blank yesterday, are you leaning into the narrative a little bit that is often out there of these teams out west and the USC Trojans can't handle the quote-unquote Big Ten, the old school Big Ten? And he looked us square in the eye and said, you bet we are. You felt it when they played Michigan here. He talked about it after the game. I'm sure he's going to talk about it today, because this is a moment for the Trojans, and their playoff run goes on. Without leaving the Pacific time zone the rest of the season, they head up north to face the Ducks in what is one of the biggest games in the country next weekend.
Without a doubt. Lincoln Riley said, out with all the coach speak. Out with all this, every game means the same. They don't. You fight for opportunities like this one to have a big game mentality against these Iowa Hawkeyes. They have thrived on it. They have used the champions, the guys, the coaches that have been in championship situations, 9 of them on this staff, to filter that message through this Trojan team, a message that has been latched on, locked onto, and they continue their quest for a college football playoff berth. These Trojans fight on.
The second half, that's the story for me. Look at Jaden Mayava. They didn't flinch, didn't have the ball a lot in the first half. Defensive line was blowing off the ball often in the first half. I'm sure whatever was said at halftime, the version was, we've got to leave it all on the grass here, whatever it takes. They started bringing pressure. They created turnovers. They fed their studs and the playmakers on the outside. And Rhett, look, this team has the opportunity to control their future, and there are smiles at the Coliseum in mid-November for the first time in quite some time.
Head coach and his quarterback, that relationship, such a big piece of this build now forward as the sun begins to break through at the Coliseum, and Lincoln Riley is standing by with Danny Rogers.
Coach, you gave some pretty big hugs down here on the sideline with a ton of emotion coming out of you. Why does this win bring that out of you?
It does. It's a big-time win. We knew it was going to be a challenge. We didn't play worth a damn in the first half, but the mood in the locker room was we knew we could come back and win. Like, our guys, we knew it. And to come fight, losing a bunch of guys again to injury, obviously conditions were a challenge for both sides, but we found a way to win. We were a tough football team today. Really proud of the guys. Defense
found a way to shut out Iowa in the second half. What changed for that group?
That's what we've been all year. We haven't started fast, which we want to get better at that. But, we've been resilient. We've been a second-half team all year. That's just what we've been. Defense was just awesome. The momentum in the place was crazy. This is pretty cool.
What message does this win send as you hope for a lot of more football after this?
It's just about just win and keep going, and that's what we're doing right now. We put ourselves again in a fun position where each one of these games gets more fun, and that's right where USC should be.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Danny. What a mentality from Lincoln Riley, leaning into the magnitude of this matchup. This team that's overcome injuries to key players along the offensive line, and to be in this spot, fighting for their college football playoff lives with 2 games left. A special feeling for Lincoln Riley, and a rainbow in the skies of Los Angeles to match the feeling. And that will wrap it up from the Coliseum. Men's basketball coming your way at 7 Eastern when Nebraska hosts Oklahoma. For Yogi Roth, Danny Rogers, and our entire crew, I'm Brett Lewis. Have a great Saturday night.